She was just encouraging us to say, keep doing what you're doing, and the Lord loves you. Just an encouragement. And then since then, I think we kept bumping into each other. And again, we met again in Costa one time.
Starbucks that time.
Starbucks.
I'm really letting you know where I'm getting my drinks from.
Sat down, had
coffee evangelism.
Yeah, coffee evangelism. Had a couple of coffees and just shared. And since then,
but one of the things, as I was sat opposite, I don't remember, we sat up higher to the table in Starbucks, and I went, again, you know, the Lord connecting dots. I went, oh my gosh, you need to talk to
yeah. She's connected me to about 3 or 4 people now. Literally, that we've become friends. We've done business together. We are brothers. But that's just, I can't describe, to be honest, like how impactful our connection has been.
But it's something you do. There's a gift on your life that I can't walk in, which is amazing. And maybe not on this session, but another time maybe you could come and do a sharing, and we can do a small gathering somewhere. Do you want to share what it is that the Lord's laid on your heart to help Christian people and what it's to help them with?
Okay, so I'm just going to divert into that because I don't want to take too much time. One of the things that really lay heavy on my heart when it comes to Christians is finances. And one of the reasons behind that is simply because of the limitations that we have in regards to finances. And the way, she's got the picture of the parrot. We were speaking about it when we last met. We were speaking about that when we last met, and actually that's the reason why I'm here today, because again,
we bumped into
each other like 10 times in the last 2 years.
I said, are you coming or not to this room? And I think he's finally
given in. And the way the Holy Spirit would have it, amazingly, I was going to a bank. I don't know if that's coincidence. I was going to a bank.
I was going to a bank.
She was going to a bank, and we started talking about money and a few testimonies regarding money. And she said, you know what, come and share about the thing that you normally share about, which is what I'm talking about now. And for me, all my life, like I'm only 28, but all my life, from like teenage to now, I've been obsessed with money. I've been obsessed with finances. Not in the sense of I love money, but in the sense of what it can do and the power that finances have on the earth. And since I've been ministering, I've always had this desire to say, if I can have one thing that I go to heaven proud of, is that I've helped people kind of get into financial, I don't like the word financial freedom. I don't like the term, financial freedom, because it kind of perpetuates the reality that we're bound.
Wow.
And some of us, when we come into Christ, all of us, when we come into Christ, we're free. But some of us, when we come into Christ, because of the financial issues, we still kind of feel like we're bound.
Wow.
So I don't like saying financial freedom. I like to say financial release.
Wow.
Because when we come into financial release, we're more released, so to speak. We're allowed to kind of go into our purpose. That's been my desire since I was about 15, 16, to help people. And I always say to Paula, like, it's hard for me sometimes because it would be easier if I was a multi-millionaire to convince people that because I'm a multi-millionaire, I can help you. And sometimes I always go through that motion of forgetting that Joseph consulted without being king or president or prime minister. Daniel did the same thing. And even though you are not the thing exactly, you can still help people become the thing. I encourage people all the time. I'm a business consultant, and that's what I do for a living. But I merge it with ministry. It is ministry to me. And I always say to people that I meet that ministry is business and business is life and ministry is life, and it's all one thing. And I try my best to make it all one thing, one triangle pointing towards God. And that's just my heart, to help people towards financial release. Because there's some of us here who, given the resources, given the ability to obtain the resources, given the ability to manage assets, we would do a lot more for the kingdom. And there's also some of us who, not necessarily that's their calling, but just the limitation of debt and the limitation of financial struggle hinders you from doing something for God. So it's two ways. Some of us, we are called to be millionaires for Christ. And some of us, not necessarily called to be millionaires, but because of the lack of finances, we're hindered. So it's two ways. It's not everybody that wants to be a millionaire. It's not everybody that has to be a millionaire. But in most cases, you fall in one of those categories. Either you have a strong desire to do some great things for God and it requires some money, like here, like this place, or you're simply someone who is simple, you prophesy, you give words of knowledge, but just the thought of debt The thought of bills hinders you down, holds you down. So most people are in one of those two categories, and it's one of those things where I just want to help as many people as I can.
Wow.
Whether it's through ideas, business ideas, encouragement, knowledge, whatever it is. So yeah, that's how we met, and that's who I am.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
when we were actually on the street, and I said, well, when I was in Newport, because I actually lost my house, and those that know close, it was the biggest battle for me because I don't have family, and I was tested and tried in that losing of the home. It was down to finances really, but I do believe it was one of the narrow paths I have to walk down to learn about my Lord, and that he didn't let my foot slip or fall. I ended up in Wales for a period of 17 months to recover from the experience, to recover from the battleground of Nottingham. But as I was in Wales, the Lord said to me, Paula, I'm going to get you completely debt-free.
Amen. Wow.
And this was before anything else happened over me coming back. He cleared everything off before I'd even come back to Nottingham. So I could come back to Nottingham with a clean slate. So I said, and in amongst all of that, I've been living by faith for 3 years. Not a penny comes in unless God brings it. Opening all these rooms everywhere, and I don't earn a penny. And that shocks a lot of people, but that is how I walk. And then meeting up with Eric, and I'm sure we're going to have it. Who would like to hear a bit more about being debt-free, walking, in financial freedom to be able to bless lives? So
Can I share one more thing, or two more things? Just
Let me get a
briefly.
drink then.
Yeah, just briefly. I don't want to. This is not a financial seminar, but I feel like I definitely should say certain things. Number one, we all have to understand that God is our source. Yeah, it's really easy for me to come and say, I can help you with your business, I can help you with your finances, I can help you with your debt. That's very natural, very carnal, very humanistic. It's needed, but the reality, the truth is God is our source. Now, one thing that most Christians get wrong, most believers get wrong, is that knowing that God is our source, we take him out of the equation and we put our work, energy, time in. And then now it's a matter of the equation now becomes your time, your skill, your effort, your energy, your focus equals your money. And it's still needed. We are on earth, right? It's still needed. You still need to work, you still need to be good at what you do. But in that equation, God is not in it. And for me, one of the things that I always make sure I say, like I was going to sit down, but I thought I have to definitely say this, is that no matter whether or not you understand it now, you have to understand this about finances. That Jesus told Peter to go into the fish and take out a coin. When you have the presence of Jesus or the reality of Jesus, finances is automatic. Abundance is automatic. It's not necessary. You still need to work. You still need to create some sort of channel or instrument or tool or doorway, roadway. But the ultimate truth is God is your source. Now, the challenge we all have is connecting the time, the energy, the focus with God. And the bridge for that is purpose. That's the bridge. So that's all I say. Just, that's the bridge. Purpose is the bridge. Our assignment with God is the bridge between what we do physically and what he wants for us. Purpose is the bridge. So just remember that. Purpose. And it's Jesus. It's Jesus. Jesus is the one who gives us the purpose. So some of us, we are working in nursing homes. Some of us working in schools. Some of us for business consultants. Some of us work in banks. And that's the physical. And then God is here. The bridge is purpose. There's something, there's a thread that connects you to what you do every day, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. And that's purpose. So what we have to do as Christians is try and ask the Holy Spirit, what is the purpose? Am I here for evangelism? Am I here to, what am I here for? And then, and then he just provides. That's when he provides. He says, go over there, the ravens will feed you because you're in purpose, So, yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure it's